about to see is my personal Zelda 3D review. So this is part 1 and I'm gonna show you The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. But since I don't have the game for Nintendo 64, I'll show it to you with The Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition for Nintendo GameCube. Then, in part 2, I'll show you Zelda the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. Okay, I'll start reviewing The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. The story tells about a village where all the children had their own guardian fairy, but there was one boy who didn't have any fairy, and that's Link, the main character in the game. That night he dreams about the Dark Lord being Ganondorf chasing Zelda on his horse. Then a fairy comes which is trying to wake Link up. Yes, you'll get a fairy. Then you enter the DQ tree, which is the first temple in this game, and you'll also find the first boss. Yes, it's the first boss, so it's very easy to defeat. And after defeating the first boss, you leave the village to find the Princess Zelda. And that's not easy because you have to pass a big bunch of guards. Whoa, I didn't see that coming. At last you'll find the Princess Zelda, which gives you the order to save Hyrule. And then you enter the Dungo Cave, which is the second temple in this game. And the third temple is inside a big fish, which is even bigger at the inside. Here you'll also find the Princess Ruto, which is stuck inside a fish. And after defeating the boss, you'll get a Sora Sapphire from the Princess Ruto. And when you go back to Hyrule Town, you'll get a surprise. You'll see Zelda throwing the Ocarina of Time in the water. Then you'll see exactly what Link saw in his dream. Ganondorf uses his magic to push Link away, and he keeps going after Zelda. Then you have to get the Ocarina of Time, and Zelda eventually appears and teaches you the Song of Time. Then you have to go to the Temple of Time to open the Door of Time, and drag up the Master Sword, and you'll become the Hero of Time. I'm actually surprised that I didn't call the Master Sword the Sword of Time. This is where the adult part begins, where the whole town is all desert. And this is the creepiest part of the whole game. Woo! That's why it's so creepy. Oh! Oh, not again! You just gotta be very careful. Okay, take that. Those guys sounds like cats. And there's the huge one. Whoa, watch out. Oh yes, I'm in. Then you reach the fourth temple, which has this weird rotating room. And then it's the fire temple. I've always been wondering, why doesn't that box flip over? It just falls straight down. And after that, it's the water temple, where you'll need those heavy shoes to stay at the bottom of the water. But the only problem is that when you want to take off or on those shoes, you have to go to pause menu. That's stupid. And the Shadow Temple is very easy to reach, but trust me, you're gonna need something else. This is what you have to do. Go to the angry guy playing, and oh yes, he's angry. He'll teach you the Song of Storms. After that, go back to childhood and play the song in front of him. He'll turn so angry that water in the well will disappear for some reason, I don't know why. But you'll enter a place with lots of illusions like, oh my god, did you see that? I just went through the wall. Yes, but somewhere here you'll find the lens of truth, which makes you able to see what's fake and what's real. Excuse me, but how are you supposed to find that out? Without using any website guides or something? And in the Spirit Temple you also have to become child again to get through a little hole and get a weapon. And only then you can enter the temple as adult Link. Okay, now it's time to show you the last boss in this game, Ganondorf. Now let's just stop here and listen to what Nave is saying. Link, I can't help you because of the waves of darkness. I can't get close. I'm so sorry, Link. Sorry for what? You haven't been helpful at all in this game. Okay, but let's talk about the boss. You see, he's shooting those weird fireballs at you and you gotta hit them back. Much like tennis. Yes, you're playing tennis with him. Okay, there you go. After that you shoot a light arrow at him. And then you go over to him and you start hitting him. After a while he will die. Or not really, but he'll destroy the whole castle. And now it looks a little bit like it's begging you or something. Look at this. Weird. But now Zelda is free, and now they have to get to the bottom of the castle before it collapses.
Link, here come to town, come to save the Princess Zelda. Got it broken away, now the children don't play, but they will when Link saves the day. Hallelujah! Now Link, fill up, so now Zelda is free, and now a hero shall be. Link, I think your name shall go down into history.
After getting to the bottom, you'll see an incredible scene. But if you think it's over now, I can just tell you, it has just started. Ganondorf is returning, and now he'll become Ganon. Not Ganondorf, but just Ganon. It's not really that hard to defeat. You just need to shoot him in the face with arrows, then go behind him and hit him with a sword. And after it's down, Zelda will give you the power to defeat him. And now Zelda calls the 6 sages to seal Ganon away. Then you'll see a happy ending where Zelda sends you back to the childhood. And now it's just credits. Oh, I'm shocked. This game is awesome. No more comments. I'll go ahead with Majora's Mask. This game takes place right after Ocarina of Time. After defeating Ganon, he crept away from Hyrule to find a friend or something. I don't know what friend he was looking for, but wait a minute, let's just stop here and I want to add a complaint. There's just one huge detail I forgot. At the end of Ocarina of Time, Link went back in time to before he defeated Ganon, which means he has to defeat Ganon again. It's weird and we shouldn't think too much about it, but this is what that happens. As Link is wandering around on his horse, this guy called Skull Kid appears, scares his horse, steals the ocarina and steals the horse too. But Link doesn't give up. After a while, Skull Kid turns Link into DQ and he leaves one of his fairies. After that, Link and the fairy teams up. Then they enter a parallel world where they discover a comet which is gonna collide in 3 days. And they meet a mask seller who wants Majora's Mask back. So yes, they have 3 days to find Skull Kid before the comet collides. And after 3 days, they'll finally find Skull Kid and they'll get the Ocarina of Time back. And this is the only part in the whole game where you see Zelda. But then they go 3 days back in time. And when you come back, the mask seller gets so happy that he'll teach you the Song of Healing. And when you get normal, he's asking for the Majora's Mask, but you forgot it. So he'll turn extremely angry. And this is where the game actually begins. Now you have to beat the 4 temples to get the 4 boss masks and let the big guy stop the comet at the end. So this is the first temple where you fight with this huge sword guy. And this is the second temple. It's actually a snowy Garon temple of France. And here you fight with this huge buffalo whatever it is. And it's a very cool boss. And the third temple is very cool, but the boss is just a huge pain. And the last temple is the coolest one, but what stupid game designer decided to place a chest upside down in the ceiling? Actually, you can turn the whole temple around. Yes, that makes more sense with a chest. Oh, there's just a stray fairy in it. And in the boss, you use a mask to become giant. Oh, now I can defeat those 2 worms called twin worms. Get off me. And now it's time for the last boss. And if you get the 5 Destiny Mask, it's gonna be very easy. Well, you're fighting with the Majora's Mask. And yes, I have no comments, but after a while you'll see those masks start attacking you. Oh yes, all the 4 boss masks. Even the twin wolf mask. that, Twinblade Mask. After a while, he'll turn into Majora's incarnation. Oh, he's just dancing all around the place. This is for being stupid, and this is for ripping off Michael Jackson. Then he turns into Majora's Wrath, and after it's defeated, the moon disappears and the Mask Seller gets his mask back, and Link, he leaves. Well, that's it. I'll see you next time, and stay tuned for my next review.